Abhinandan, eyewitnesses recount dramatic capture of pilot. Dramatic new details have emerged about the capture of Indian Air Force pilot Abhinandan Varthaman by Pakistani forces. BBC Urdu visited Horan village in Pakistan-administered Kashmir, where his jet was shot down on Wednesday. India has demanded his safe return amid growing tensions between the two sides. India struck militant camps in Pakistan after an attack on its security forces. Pakistan said it had no choice but to retaliate. "My objective was to capture the pilot alive. I had seen the Indian flag on his parachute and knew he was Indian," Mohammad Razik Chaudhry told BBC Urdu. The 58-year-old village chief said he saw the military jet getting hit and falling to the ground. He said he had rushed to the spot as other villagers also headed there. "I was afraid they will harm him or he would harm them," said Mr. Chaudhry, who is affiliated with Prime Minister Imran Khan's PTI party. On reaching the site, he heard the pilot ask some of the villagers whether he had landed in India, and one of them, a quick-thinking young boy, said yes. He unbuckled himself from his parachute and raised patriotic slogans, but the boys around him responded by saying, "Long live Pakistan." That is when he pulled out his gun and fired in the air to scare them. But, Mr. Chaudhry added, this caused the men around the pilot him to become aggressive. He said they picked up stones and as they hurled them at him, he started to run while firing more shots in the air. The boys chased him until he fell into a stream and one of my nephews who was also armed shot him in the leg, Mr. Chaudhry said. "My nephew asked him to drop his pistol, which he did. Then someone else caught him and pinned him down to prevent him from using any other weapon that he might have." He said the pilot then pulled out papers from his pocket and tried to stuff them all in his mouth to destroy them. But the villagers were able to snatch some of the papers from him, which they later gave to the army. "Our boys were angry and continued to force their way closer to him to punch and slap him, though some of them tried to stop the aggressors. I also told them not to harm him, to leave him alone until the army officers arrived." Video.
The Pakistani aircraft was seen by ground forces falling from the sky on the Pakistan side. In this engagement, we have unfortunately lost one MiG-21. The pilot is missing in action.
सिर्फ हम ये बताएं हिंदुस्तान को कि हमारे में कैपेबिलिटी है कि अगर आप हमारी मुल्क में आ सकते हैं तो हम भी आपके मुल्क में जाके कार्रवाई कर सकते हैं।
Tavşılaşı.
After a dogfight in disputed Kashmir on Wednesday morning, India had initially said that all of its pilots were accounted for, contradicting Pakistani claims that they had captured a pilot. But Pakistan's information ministry then released, and later deleted, a video showing the pilot blindfolded and with blood on his face. In later footage, Wing Commander Abhinandan could be seen sipping tea. He appeared to have been cleaned up and said Pakistani officers were treating him well. His capture is being seen as a major setback for India. Correspondents say there is speculation that the pilot could be released soon into Indian custody as diplomatic pressure on Pakistan continues to build. On Thursday, U.S. President Donald Trump became the latest world leader to appeal to the two countries to pursue peace. He said he had reasonably decent news from India and Pakistan, sparking hopes that tensions could de-escalate. Both India and Pakistan have said that they are not looking for a war.